regarding drug offenders and prisons. I'll give you the background information on it. The statistics released by the Federal Bureau of Justice is the government agency. Shows that the total prison population has grown over 500% in the last 30 years. What that means is that there are now 12 times more drug offenders in state prisons than there were in 1980. And also, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, is also a government agency. This March of 2015, about 50% of those serving time are in for drug offenses. So, so it's putting people, drug offenders in prison even effective. I'm going to make the claim that putting drug offenders in prison does more harm than good. I'm going to illustrate that by giving you the 3 points. The first one is in prison, drug offenders do not have them at all. The second one is imprisoning drug offenders is more expensive compared to other options. The third point is imprisoning drug offenders creates a cycle of crime. And back to my first point. Drug addiction is a health concern. And according to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, it is also a government agency. They define addiction as a chronic, often relapsing brain disease that causes compulsive drug seeking and use, despite harmful consequences to the addicted individual and to those around him or her. So, if drug addiction is a health concern, why do they get treated as a criminal one? Well, I don't know about that. And in addition to that, the stigma that is attached to prison hinders the opportunities that you may have. So, those that have been in prison once in their life, they face a tougher time getting hired for a job. So, if you cannot be a productive member of society, you are left with little choice. This is moving on to my second point. Imprisoning drug offenders is more expensive compared to other options. So, prison is expensive, and it is basically, the taxpayers who pay or who foot the bill. And just to illustrate this, the Maryland State Commission on Criminal Sentencing Policy released numbers that show that the yearly cost of incarcerating a drug offender is $20,000 compared to $4,000 for treatment. So you're actually paying more money to incarcerate someone instead of actually helping them and giving them the proper treatment. And my final point, imprisoning drug offenders creates a cycle of crime. Like a high percentage of those released will commit a crime again. And a report by the Federal Bureau of Justice Statistics, it is the same government agency. It shows that approximately 2/3 of the prisoners released in 2005 were arrested again for a new crime within a matter of a few years. It was a matter of 2 to 5 years. And in addition to that, the function of prison is not only to fix people, and the primary goal of prison is deterrence, rehabilitation, and retribution. Rehabilitation and restitution come second. And it puts offenders in conditions that do not enable them to be functioning members of society once they are released. Also, some of the people that are in prison are still charged with legal fees. In addition to that, they may also be charged with telephone bills, in prison electricity bills, and or court costs. This creates a cycle of oppression. It makes it harder for someone to come out with a clean slate. And I rest my case.
All right, I think the statistical information that you have at the beginning of the speech is a good start for the attention device that talks about why this is a problem and what the controversy is in the first place. You do identify what your proposition is. I thought that was pretty clear. The preview is solid, although you need to project your voice a little bit more because I missed the first claim in your preview. I got it when you got to the body of the speech because I knew I had missed it before and I was paying a little bit more attention. But because you're reading and you're kind of looking down a little bit and you've got kind of a quiet voice, I think you need to maybe force yourself to speak up a little bit. That's just one of those things that takes a little bit of practice. Everybody's a little bit different, and so some people they have booming voices and others have quieter voices, and sometimes you just have to work a little bit at that. But 90% of the time, it wasn't a problem, and I could follow your arguments, especially when you're labeling them. I thought, and you did a good job labeling those points in the body of the speech. So that part I thought was pretty solid. There were some good quotes on the first point, but it did feel a little bit underdeveloped. The cost issue is pretty basic. That's factual data about what's going on there. The information about them committing new crimes. Now, your inference seems to be that they commit new crimes because they were in prison. I would imagine that the refutation speaker would point out that they're likely to commit new crimes because they're drug offenders. So there's a causality argument that's going on here. And when we talk about reasoning, that would be one of those examples of which is the cause and which is the effect, because there's always this question about, are we reasoning from the cause, you say X causes Y, how do we know it's not the other way around? And there may very well be an argument to be made that that's really what's going on in this situation. Some of the stuff on people being charged at the end, and that creates problems for them. Stuff about them having difficulty getting jobs outside. I don't doubt that part's probably true, but I think you need some documentation on it. And the idea that they come out of prison in debt, that I think I need to see a little bit of evidence on, because I hadn't really heard that before. Again, I'm not saying that it's not true, but it's something that you're asserting, and it should be something that you can offer some information to support. All right, thank you.